So we have decided little further. Should be brought little further.
Little further towards.
We have decided to have the puja after our dinner because Sri Krishna was born in the night about 12 o'clock, while I was born 12 o'clock in the daytime, same with Sri Rama, and also Christ was born 12 o'clock in the night. I've told you that today I'm going to tell you about Gita. That is the second part of Krishna's life. So different and varied that some people, intellectuals as usual, say that the Krishna who played as a child in Gokul was different from the Krishna who was the king of Dwarika. So when he became the king of Dwarika, there was a war between Pandava and Kauravas, one representing the good people, another representing the bad people. So they came to ask him if he would join on their side. So he said, I've got my army and I'm myself. So whichever you choose, you can have. So Kaurava said, we'll have your army. But Pandava said, we'll have you. And that is how the war started. And in the war, his greatest disciple was one of the Pandavas called Arjuna. And Arjuna asked him to fight for him. He said, I will not take any weapon in my hand, but I will be your charioteer. I'll drive your chariot. And when he was driving the chariot, it so happened that Krishna saw Arjuna's depression. And Arjuna said, what is this war? Why should I fight? I am fighting my own gurus, those who have taught me all the vidyas of the battle, and also the vidya of archery. And I am fighting my own cousins. So Sri Krishna said that they are already killed. They don't exist. They are already dead people. because they are not realized souls. I have already killed them. So you have to just play this drama of killing them. So the foremost contradiction that people present about Gita is that those who read Gita should be vegetarian. Sri Krishna told Arjuna that you kill them, human beings, his own relations, his own cousins, who are bad people. What about chickens and goats? But all those who start reading Gita in India give up all meat eating and take to vegetarianism, or they fast. So how contradictory these things are. So he never preached vegetarianism, at least in Gita. And he asked Arjuna to kill. In the modern times, there is a war going on between the evil force and the good. You don't have to kill them. Even if you give them bandhan, they are already dead. They are not realized souls. They'll be all neutralized. But you have to kill them in the sense you have to kill your connections with them. Like I see many people who come to Sahaja Yoga, but my mother is not yet a Sahaja Yogini, so she troubles me. How can I do Sahaja Yoga? For anything else, they'll fight the mother, but not for this. Kill your attachments and your relations. That's what he said. If in case they are troubling you in your ascent. This is the message of Gita to begin with. But on the contrary, I have seen there are people in Sahaja Yoga who once get married, want to get out of Sahaja Yoga, take out their husbands or take out their wives or want to live away and want to be non-collective. So you have to kill. There are Shadripus, there are 6 enemies human beings have. But in the modern times they have multiplied, I think. The first one is the lust. Kill your lust. The lust that is today finishing the West more than the greed. So first is kill your lust. Then kill your anger. There are certain people who have a built-in response that as soon as they see somebody, they get into anger. If a white man sees a black man, he gets into an anger. A black man sees a white man, he gets into anger. Is that right? I mean, God has made all kinds of skins. The life would be boring if you all had the same parts, skins, all of you looking the same. So He has made different types of beautiful people. But this anger can come from any source. This is what it is when you kill anger. Actually, you kill all your connections with the past, the responses, the conditionings you have had. Then the vanity that people have. I find it much more when I go to places where people call themselves bureaucrats, or they are in charge, like matrons, telling people what to do this, do that, do that. This is the Krishna's finger. Using Krishna's finger on others. The vanity. The vanity that you are perfect. You are perfect. Nothing wrong with you. You are the best people. English think they are the best. Germans think they are the best. Italians think they are the best. Or say, the best of all are the Swiss people. This vanity, this falsehood has to be cut out. What have we achieved by being a certain nation? Let us see. What have we contributed? Belonging to a certain country. Those who only belong to the kingdom of God have achieved something. The rest of them are useless people, just finding some way to fight each other, to denounce others. And vanity is just like a balloon. If somebody just puts a pin into it, the whole balloon will collapse. Then the worst of all is jealousy. And that is among Indians. Indians are very big jealous spots. Especially the Indians who are again in the government and the politics. But otherwise also there are jealousies. They'll always complain about other people and will be jealous. And also in the West, people are quite jealous, I must say. They are jealous of things which is most surprising. One day I was going in the car and one gentleman was very furious for nothing at all. So the another one tells me they are jealous because you are sitting in a Mercedes car. I said, but that's not mine, that's my husband's, you see. What is there to be jealous because I'm sitting in a Mercedes car? I mean, this is being a very stupid, nonsensical thing. But still I can't believe you can be jealous of somebody because he has a Mercedes car. What does it matter? To me, it's a foreign idea. Absolutely, can't understand. But there are stupid things like that. I can only understand one jealousy, that is between husband and wife. Little bit. Then the fifth thing that he asked us to kill is the attachment. Very important. This is my child, this is Indian also, more Indian. This is my cousin, this is my brother, this is my fiancé, this is my wife. Also in the West, the other way around is that they do not care for their children. They do not care for their mothers, they do not care for their fathers. They do not care for anyone whatsoever, but for themselves. That comes from the last one, is called as the greed. Because when you have greed, you don't care for anybody, you just want to have everything from another person. You want to grab another person of everything. Whatever another person has, you want to have it. But when you don't want to have it, everybody wants to give you. That's my case. I am very afraid to say even that this is nice, because immediately tomorrow I'll find it in my house. So this greed is the one which has done such a harm to the whole world. People have gone into great dominations and on other countries. For what? For these diamonds and nonsensical things like that. They have ruined their own lives, the progenies after progenies they have ruined. All their cunning they have used to ruin so many nations just to put them one against another, creating problems, doing all kinds of intrigue. Just for what? For greed, which is absolutely like cancer. Doesn't allow anybody else to exist. And then you start eating yourself out. It's a disease, I think, greed. And with that goes the miserliness. People become miserly. Then, where does this greed end up? After all, the money that accumulates or things that accumulate in your house, what happens to them? You want to use them. What's the matter with this one? No. Try to be, not to be, I have told you, otherwise I'll ask you to go out, alright? Concentrate. So what happens to the people who are greedy? They become miserly. They can't enjoy life. They cannot spend money because the greatest joy is in giving things to others, no doubt about it. And they cannot give any joy to anyone. They cannot create anything for the future progeny to see. So what happens to them? Their children, when they come in, they become wasted. They waste all their money. They lead a wasteful life. They get into wrong things and ruin themselves. So their children are born become miserly. So the vicious circle starts moving. He has said, kill all of them. These are your 6 enemies. Now the contradiction, again, people use. About Sri Krishna. In so many other ways, that it is surprising that not only Christ, not only Muhammad Sahib, not only Lao Tse, not only Sri Rama, but even Krishna was misused by his followers. He is the one who is Tatastha. The one, Tatastha means who stands on the banks of the attention and sees everything. Who watches everything. He is the one who is the witness. It described Sakshi Rupena Sansita. He becomes a Sakshi, a witness. That's what he has said. It's a play. It's a play. But in the name of Krishna, you will find all kinds of absurd things people do. They make dramas, they become Krishnas, they have flutes, they make people befool them, make money out of it, or they sell books on the street. Like if you go to South Hall, you will find so many Westerners wearing funny dresses going around asking for alms from Indians. And Indians say, oh, look at that, these beggars, see, they have come to get some. Let us give them some money. So the contradiction of Krishna's life is such a miserable thing. It's such a absurd thing that it hurts me to see how Such a great incarnation was misused in this world by human beings. If there was anything lacking in that incarnation was this, that he did not give realization to people. But he did talk about it. He said about it, talked of meditation. He did all that was needed to put the stage. But what is the result? All his incarnation was misused. Throughout Gita, if you read, you'll be amazed how people have changed Gita and its writings also. Same in the Bible and same in the Quran. Things that they could never have said it. How could they have said it? Is a surprise. Impossible. Because they cannot contradict themselves. For example, Gita is written by Vyasa, who was an illegitimate child of a fisherwoman. But in the Gita it is written that your caste is determined by your birth. How can it be? A one who is a son of an illegitimate son of a fisherwoman, how can he say like that? See the contradiction. Same in the Bible, same in the Torah, same in the Quran. In all these books, all these people have tried to play a very nasty role by changing them. But you can find it out. Luckily, whatever they may try, the truth comes out in this manner, and you can prove it that whatever you are saying is wrong. Cannot be. The one Vyasa who wrote was the son of a fisherwoman, and how can he say that Brahmins are the highest when he is not born as a Brahmin? And to say that your caste Brahminism comes from your birth, from your rebirth. Only they removed little bit rebirth. This is how they interpreted Gita in various ways, in such contradictory manners. His whole writings or sayings could not be changed, of course, they could not change it. But wherever they wanted to put their own style, they did it. Because ultimately it went into the hands of the Brahmins, who were not really Brahmins, they were the people who were Shudras, because they were not even realized souls and behaving in such a dirty manner, they should not be called as Brahmins. But it went into the hands of so-called Brahmins and they misinterpreted it. Same thing with Bible. It went into the hands of horrid people. Mr. John said something which was sensible, all right. But what about the other fellow, Paul? He comes in and spoils everything. Then comes Augustine. He spoils everything. Why? Because they are devils. There is an evil force. This theory that there is no evil force is a wrong theory. It doesn't exist. There is an evil force. And don't play into the hands of evil force even this much. And that was clearly told by Sri Krishna. But even there, the contradictions can come in. Like, if you are a Krishna Bhakta, then if you just start running on the street, Krishna, 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 like that, then you are a celebrity. or like a madcap go on, Krishna, 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 like that. Or else, going worse than that is, some people say we are Krishnas, like this horrible Rajneesh did. And he said he used to make the women naked, so I am making the women naked. I started wondering, when did Krishna make women naked? When he was a little boy, less than 5 years of age, he used to climb up on the trees. And the ladies used to take their bath in the river Yamuna. So he used to hide their clothes just to raise their kundalini and see how it works. At the age of 5 years, what does a child understand? This horrible fellow, was he 5 years of age when he was doing this nonsense? Using Sri Krishna's name like this. And when he used to break the pictures of these gopis, what was he doing? He was doing Kundalini awakening. Because the gopis were taking out the water from the river Jamuna, which was vibrated by Radha, and he used to break them on the back so that the water would fall on their Kundalini and they would get their realization in this lifetime. That's what his purification. But first thing they will do is to separate Sri Krishna as a child and Sri Krishna as the one who talks to Arjuna. Very nice. So there is no relevance. And use him the way you want. It's a very common thing that people start talking about Sri Krishna as if he's in their pocket, or they are the writers of Gita. Like we have in the churches, those bishops and things who drink a lot and then they take out their Bible and start reading upside down. All these priest class, whether this belongs to this or to that, all of them are hypocrites of the worst type. Just money spinning people. Even Indian temples, which are not far-fetched, are ruined. All the ganja and all that is sold in Indian temples. All these popes and all these people are doing something that is never expected. Imagine they make a kind of a wine called Benedictine in your Vatican. Can you imagine such a nonsensical thing like that? Tomorrow they'll open a beer bar. I won't be surprised. So we come to a position to understand that all those people who talk of these great incarnations and profess a religion are all hypocrites. There's no religion there. Simple people who believe these hypocrites because they're so simple, so innocent. These cunning, greedy devils who started these religions, exploited these simple people, used them for making temples, churches, mosques. They have no religion within them. How can they talk of God? Their life is so impure. So we had to start our own innate religion. Our own spontaneous, natural religion, which is the human religion, which is the Vishwa Nirmala Dharma. The one that will give you the inner assent, not just talk, no hypocrisy, and all that which goes with religion to malign the names of these great incarnations has to be brought to the light for the people to see this nonsense that has been eating into our societies, eating into our families, eating into our children has to go away. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Whenever the religion, dharma doesn't mean this nonsensical religion, falls down, that time paritranaya sadhuna, to save the sadhus, the seekers, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, and to destroy all these devils, I take my birth again and again. Sambhavami again. Yuge yuge. Every yuga I take my birth. And this is what is an incarnation. You must be very fortunate people that now you can see the cunning of all these devils and can exist into that purity, into that benevolence, the hita, which was promised by Sri Krishna. He never told lies. What he told was the truth. He was truth. But those who tried to use him had to take course to something which was falsehood, hypocrisy, and cunning. But that in no way should stop the truthful people from getting to reality. May God bless you all. Some water, please. Now, we should have some music after this. Just too powerful.
Espagne, la chanson espagnole. Los españoles.
My fan was just here. So. It's here. You can take this now. I mean, if you need that.
They've made a book with all the songs that they've sung this time. And this is the very song you have heard.
I see.
And this is the one that they're going to sing now. Yes, that's it.
This one?
This is the one. I mean, whatever. I think this is light.
No. No. This thing?
Yes.
This is another one.
You want?
El día que me miraste.
It's okay.
What is Akbar? I don't see. Akbar?
Akbar cannot travel outside of Italy.
Ah.
Problem.
Ah. That's different from Gregor, I think. That's the same?
Which one are you going to sing? Yeah, but they are both. This is one. No, the same one. The first
one.
This is the one. Yes.
This boy to sit at the back is better. This boy will sit at the back. It's going on and on. Shaking too much. What is it?
This one's PA.
You have this one also?
Like this, it's
Why not?
This is just
Why not?
for-
Let
is
them
fine.
have. Yeah. Let them have. Hello, how are you? All right?
The music from Latin America, Shriman.
Oh, this one.
This one.
On the voices, that's fine. Yeah, it's just for
Spanish, yeah? You all have written in English? Spanish? All right. Right. Very bad.
Ya que me miraste, yo ya empecé a acomodarte dentro de mí sin saber por qué. Poco a poco ha ido creciendo mi devoción. Ya nada podrá sentarse en mi corazón.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Rosé, oui, rosé, rosé, rosé.
Tremendous.
Est-ce qu'on a les belles?
Spain is progressing fast, I must say. It's great. Which one?
Les belles? Une chanson? Vous êtes groupés?
Ah oui.
Faut qu'ils viennent devant? Les enfants, vous vous tirez de côté là. Hop.
This is what Dutch, no?
Belgium, je l'ai maté.
What language?
C'est en anglais? Il y a la
Dutch.
traduction. They will sing in French, but they have the translation in English.
Come forward. Come forward. Just lot of- If you can move those lines a little bit, you can sit in front. Yeah. That's all. Mark this one. That's all. So pull that out. Yes. Yes.
Which one is it?
Douce est ta présence, Mère divine, c'est toi qui nous rassemble. Tu es la source de vie et tu répands l'harmonie. Je me prosterne devant toi, Nirmala. Me voici, je t'offre ma vie, je m'abandonne à toi. Je n'ai qu'un désir, c'est de vivre le Saja Yoga. Il donne sens à ma vie et son souffle me vivifie. Je me prosterne devant toi, Nirmala. Mère divine, ta sagesse nous inonde. Mère divine, notre joie est profonde. Nous retrouvons l'espérance, car ton amour est immense. Je me prosterne devant toi, Nirmala. Me voici, je t'offre ma vie, je m'abandonne à toi. Je n'ai qu'un désir, c'est de vivre le Saja Yoga. Il donne sens à ma vie et son souffle me vivifie. Je me prosterne devant toi, Nirmala.
Beautiful. Beautiful song. Thank you very much. Thank you.
C'est tout?
Okay, one more song. There are so many.
Vous l'avez tous entraîné?
Sing some more.
Qui?
Les Italiens ont encore une chanson.
Faisons Namos Tutte, il me semble. Parce qu'ensuite, il faudra dîner. Louche, dîner. Ok, faites-en. Oui, ok, les Belges ont encore une chanson.
Faites encore une chanson.
Vous en avez encore une autre? You have to decide, Jose. I've not heard them. It's for you to decide. Which one do we sing? Let's sing Namos Tutte, all right? Namos Tutte.
It's better to sing Namos Tutte because they are not rehearsing.
Yes. Non, je ne l'ai pas.
What one? wonderful, very creditable. This one sentence, I think I have to correct it. I don't know which one is this one, but I will ask the one who has written it down. And otherwise, it's great. The way you have sung it, I must say, congratulations to you. I wish Indians could sing like you your English songs. It's all right. God, you tell them whatever I've said because costumes have changed. Children are going to sing some song for me.
Comme si tu vois rien.
What is that?
Microfono anche.
I'll also have one. Which one is this? it's a very difficult song and has a very, it's a little challenging to mother. It's a little challenging.
There's no way out. You say, we try hard, but
The song is very challenging as it is. You have told you many times the meanings of this. It's very interesting. But every time I hear it, I think it has its own lilt and it has its own play. And he is all the time saying that I have to open the Sahasrara because on the Agya Chakra he has come. I mean, that's the point. Adya Chakra is closed by you people, not by me. So open it. But then he is on the whole song, it's so sweet and so, he says that, why did you create the whole universe? Why did you create me? And then, now why are you keeping me at Agya? And then he says that some people say, Gita read, somebody says do this, there are people who show all kinds of siddhis, this, that and everything. But this is only you have. All this is without any experience, Anubhava Shunya. You are the one who has given me the experience, but why are you stopping me at Agya every time? This was at the beginning when, see this, Ananta Damle made this poem. In the beginning you always find that it stops at Agya. Kundalini stops at Agya. The reason you know that, Agya, at that point we cross over both the things, our conditioning and our ego. So because of this crossing, it's a very difficult thing to get out of it. See the Kundalini. She is slowly piercing through. But it's a very strong cross. Pressing on each other is very difficult. And that is coming from your conditioning and from your ego. And it's a vicious circle. You say, give up your ego. You said, how? Anybody says, give up your conditioning. How? Can you tell me? Surrender. Forgive. And surrender. Hum and Ksham. These are the two. Hum and Ksham. For conditioning you should say, no, I am not the conditioning. I am the self. I am the spirit. I am not the conditioning. I am not bound by any conditionings whatsoever. This is one, hum, and then Ksham. Then the ego comes up. Then you said, no, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. That you have to do. How can I forgive others for you? That's why the problem. We all have this problem in the beginning. Those who have come for first time for puja may have this problem. Because normally we don't allow people to come for puja unless and until they are established. But this time they have said that they have asked many people to come for puja. But now the main problem is the ego and then the conditioning. Those who have not known what is a puja, they will say, what is this going on? But if they surrender, means what? What are you surrendering? Your conditioning and ego, what else? I don't want anything from you. It's like a blockade. This blockade, if it is removed, then you start absorbing. The vital breath of the divine you start absorbing. But you have to get rid of the blockade. And these are two blockades, as I told you. One is your conditioning, another is ego. For that you just say, all right, I just don't care, whatever it is, let me surrender, let's see. Then the effects of puja are available to you. Otherwise they are not, they are useless. Supposing on a bottle which is blocked, if you pour water into it, what will happen? Nothing will go inside. So this is the blockade which one has to remove. Bhagavan, will you translate?
Yes, Shri Mataji. Can I have a mic?
You have to take
You take this one. You can otherwise speak loudly.
They don't understand the second part.
Shri Mataji a dit que d'habitude, nous n'autorisons pas les gens absolument nouveaux à venir à un puja parce qu'ils ne sont pas préparés. Mais que cette fois-ci, beaucoup de gens viennent à un puja pour la première fois. Et Shri Mataji dit que dans ce cas-là, il faut se souvenir de la signification de cette chanson qui dit Shri Mataji, s'il vous plaît, ouvrez mon sahasrara. Pourquoi est-ce que vous me laissez bloquer à l'agya? L'agya, nous le savons, ce sont l'ego et les conditionnements. Et pour qu'on puisse absorber la brise de la vie, le souffle de la vie que le puja va émettre, il faut qu'on puisse avoir ouvert cette agya. Pour ouvrir l'agya, il faut d'une part pardonner à tous ceux qui nous ont fait du tort, et puis il faut savoir s'abandonner. Même si on ne comprend pas ce que c'est que de s'abandonner, disons simplement, je veux m'abandonner, pourquoi? Parce que ce qu'on abandonne, c'est l'ego et les conditionnements. Si vous avez une bouteille qui a son bouchon dessus, eh bien, ça ne sert à rien de verser de l'eau dedans, rien n'ira dans la bouteille. C'est la même chose dans un puja. Pour enlever le bouchon de la bouteille, il faut surrender. Haben Sie alle verstanden?
Those who have come for the first time for the puja, raise your hands.
Ceux qui sont venus pour la première fois en puja, quelli che vengono per la prima volta in puja, chiedi zum ersten Mal zum Puja sind, bitte Hände hoch, alzate la mano, levez la main. Pour la première fois. First time to a puja, please raise your hand.
Not many. All right. And those who have come for the second time.
Second time to a puja, please raise your hand. Seconda volta, zweites Mal zu einem Puja mit Shri Mataji. Avec Shri Mataji.
So, some of you, did you feel any blockade?
Est-ce que certains d'entre vous ont senti un blocage?
Those who have felt it, raise your hand. Or did you feel the gaining? Did you felt the vibrations flowing in?
Also, die Frage ist, wenn Sie zum Puja waren zum ersten Mal, haben Sie gespürt, dass Sie es absorbieren könnten oder have you felt that you were absorbing the grace? Avete sentito che potevano assorbire la grazia o avete sentito che c'era un bloccaggio? Vous avez senti que vous pouviez absorber la grâce ou est-ce que vous avez senti que vous étiez bloqué? Ceux qui ont senti qu'ils étaient bloqués, levez la main. Quelli che, those who have felt that they were blocked, please raise your hand. Quelli che hanno sentito che erano un blocco, alzate la mano. Diejenigen, die gespürt haben, dass es war irgendwie ein Block, eine Störung, bitte Hände hoch.
Are they feeling now the cool breeze?
Und jetzt spüren Sie die Brise. Maintenant, vous sentez le vibrazioni. Adesso sentite le vibrazioni o no? Quelli che non sentono le vibrazioni, alzate la mano. Ceux qui ne sentent pas les vibrations, levez la main. Quelli, qu'est-ce que j'ai dit? Diejenigen, die Vibrationen nicht spüren, bitte Hände hoch. Those who don't feel the vibration, please raise your hand now.
Those who do not feel the vibrations.
Those, yes, sorry. Quelli che non sentono le vibrazioni, ceux qui ne sentent pas les vibrations. Diejenigen, die die Vibrationen nicht spüren, bitte Hände hoch. And be honest, if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. Raise your hand, don't try to...
Put your hand. It's important.
If you don't feel the vibration, please raise your hand. Shri Mataji is trying to help. Wenn Sie es nicht spüren, bitte Hände hoch, weil Shrimataji versucht Sie zu helfen. Sie sollten es zeigen. Se non sentite le vibrazioni, per piacere alzate la mano perché Shrimataji può aiutarvi.
Now, feel your, put your left hand towards me. All those.
Adesso la mano
Right hand on the
sinistra verso
head. All of you can do
Shrimataji.
it. Left hand towards me.
La main gauche vers Shrimataji. Linke Hand Richtung von Shrimataji.
Left hand towards me. And right hand on your head. And don't feel guilty. If you have not felt it, don't feel bad about it. Tell them.
Wenn Sie es nicht spüren, das macht nichts, sollten Sie sich nicht irgendwie schuldig fühlen. Si vous n'avez pas senti, ça ne fait rien. Ne vous sentez pas déprimé pour
Keep
autant.
your eyes open.
Et gardez les yeux ouverts, Augen offen, occhi aperti.
Don't think. Don't think. All right. Good.
If you tell me don't think, I cannot translate.
Tell them don't. Just tell them.
Ok, non pensare, bitte nicht denken, è proibito di pensare.
Now put the right hand on the Mother Earth.
La mano destra sulla terra, rechte Hand auf den Boden.
Put the left hand like
terra.
this. All right, now feeling? Are you feeling now? Good. Are you? Not yet? Just see her.
Tu
Anybody
senti
nearby?
adesso? Senti le vibrazioni?
Axel, just see. See her by Shina. You are from Austria?
Belgium, Shrimataji. Vous sentez les vibrations?
Also there,
Just
She's
see
not
by.
certain.
behind you, Gregor.
Just see on her head. Any one of you.
Sur la tête, vous sentez? She feels on the head.
Okay. Forgive. And put your head down a little. Your head is too straight. Like this. Keep it in the center. Now. Just see now.
Our Mother, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into Mara, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the Father, the children, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Our Mother, who art on earth, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into Mara, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the Father, the children, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Our Mother, who art on earth, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into Mara, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the Father, the children, and the glory, forever and ever and ever and ever. Amen.
Now you put your right hand towards me and left hand like this. Right hand towards me.
Rechte Hand Richtung Shrimataji, linke Hand Richtung Ziel. Das Himmel.
Right. Problematic right hand it is. Forgive. Now forgive. You all forgive.
Bitte
Forgive.
alle verzeihen. Si deve pardonare, il nous faut pardonner, pardonner.
Better. You like that. Good? Better now? Humble down in your heart, as they say. Humble down in your heart. Good. Start it. Watch me here. It's all right. That's all right on this side. So the music is over now. So give us a bandhan. Give everybody a bandhan.
Selbe Geschwindigkeit wie Shri Mataji bitte, à la même vitesse que Shri Mataji.
May God bless you.
Can you open the passage, please?
Now let them have dinner and then we'll have the food.
We can all get up, please. After I would ask you to stay 2 minutes in the room, please.
I just get up. Right now we both are gone.
Switzerland.
Right now very bad. All right, good work.
Mahata Pasvini. Hello, Shri Jagannath Adishati, Shri Namadevi ki Jai! Shri Namadevi ki Jai! Shri Namadevi ki Jai!